podcast where three bearded film fans and a not so bearded film fan watch the best and worst horror movies of all time. My name is Luke Kondor with Kate. I'm joined by my regular co-host,
Mr. Ben Errington.
Semi-regular co-host. I was Andy Frozen.
I just heard Ben
Conduit-Turner.
say it very, very slowly.
Oh, okay. Okay. And a brand new co-host who we've never had on the show before. Just introduce yourself.
I'm Heather from the Valkyries. Thanks for having me.
Valkyries. No worries at all. So this is the big fat horror quiz of the year. Last year I was smashing Ben, and then we had a quiz.
It was a
No.
long distance relationship again, Luke. Always on Skype, is it?
Yeah, but no,
You enjoying this?
he beat me fair and square. So we were gonna. The idea was we were gonna do like a 2-on-2 challenge, us versus the Valkyries guys. But then it was going to be just Ben versus Heather. But then Andy, right on the last minute, said, "No, Luke, you're also doing the quiz."
Yeah. Triple threat, Luke. It's what all the kids are talking about.
Okay.
18 years ago, I haven't watched wrestling for a while, Ben. Keep me honest.
Yeah, there's definitely some triple threats still going on now and again.
Okay. Well, this is one of them. But before all that, I guess we should talk about what we've been watching. What's the cool stuff? Have you got any news, by the way, Ben?
What, just in general? Just
in
anything
general.
going on?
Yeah.
Well, horror news this week's bloody Halloween week, isn't it? Can you believe it?
Yay.
Yay! Anybody worn any nice costumes? Anybody gonna do a bit of trick or treating tomorrow? Anybody gonna egg someone's house or face?
I came dressed today in my skeleton
Yeah.
outfit.
That's wonderful. I've got skeletons on my shirt.
Yeah.
I've been dining out on this shirt. I bought it about a week ago. This is about the fourth time I've worn it.
I like the commitment.
Febreze. That's it. Just Febreze it. Just Febreze it. Links Africa all over it. So anyone else got a Halloween themed item of clothing on? Luke, you got the pants on again?
I've got.
Got a Georgie's jacket. No, it's a hoodie. It's fine.
Yeah. Like it's not Halloween, but it's a hospital blanket because it's really cold.
It's
I
not
guess it's
Halloween, but it's hospital themed.
Have you been in danger? Have you been kidnapped?
It begins with H, so it kind of counts.
You got. So you're sat in a freezing cold garage with a hospital blanket around your legs. Is this really as good as it gets, Luke? Is this as good as it
I
gets?
feel like I'm winning in some way or
You
another.
live
What
in
are
the
you
dream.
What are you drinking there? It's got to be some sort of gruel.
Oxtail soup.
Silent.
Bovril.
Yeah.
It's, just an instant coffee, just to keep my fingers alive.
Yeah, instant. It would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, right. trying to get a sympathy vote on this. On this.
I've got to
A
win
rabbit
something.
blend over at Luke's house.
Yeah, but no news, I don't think, other than Halloween. Oh, the Nest. I guess we should probably give that a good shout out. You guys put out something called The Nest.
Yes,
Do you wanna
indeed.
say
So
that?
there's So there's a 5-part horror fiction podcast thing premiering on the other stories. We've had like an episode every single night leading up to Halloween, and it's been going pretty well. I've been enjoying it. Have you been enjoying it, Andy? Who else has been listening? Andy, you been listening to it?
I've been
Seeing as you've written it.
Yeah, I've been listening. I've had a great time listening in. And
Yeah,
writing
it's good.
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was just as good. Yeah, so it's been doing pretty well. We've had some nice feedback from it so far as well. And it's quite. I mean, we did the writing, so that was the easiest bit. But Carl has been editing away, locked in a room somewhere, constantly with doing all the hard work. But it sounds absolutely lovely. Check it out. Go to what was it, hawkandcleaver.com/podcasts, or search the other stories in your favorite podcast app, and you'll find it because it's very nice.
Finale tomorrow. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Finale tomorrow, exactly. Or today. If you listen to this podcast now, the finale is today.
Right
Yeah.
now.
Right now.
I mean,
What's happening?
don't stop listening to this to go and listen to it, but queue it up.
No.
There's a play next function on a lot of podcast apps, so do that.
Do that
Yeah.
immediately after. Other news is... Oh, yeah, wait. You guys didn't... What are you doing for... Got any Halloween plans? Any parties? Any trick-or-treating?
We were going to go pick a pumpkin from a pumpkin patch, but we had to take cat to her parents instead, so we didn't do that. I haven't done anything Halloween. I've not had time. I've just been running around. I've been watching a lot of Halloween films though.
That definitely counts.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a bit of trick or treating tomorrow. Not on my own. I am taking my daughter. We just did it. That's so sweet. So I'm looking forward to that. It gets. I mean, it's not as exciting when you're going around with kids, is it? When you're younger yourself, it was exciting because, causing havoc, causing carnage, collecting sweets. Maybe like egging a house. Is that? I mean, does that mean?
I don't think I've ever egged a house, Ben.
I think it's just you. No, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I used
did
to wear
that like
bin
when I was.
bags. I used to wear bing bag costumes.
And then like plastic masks.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Really
just
sharp
plastic.
ones from Woolworths.
Oh yeah, just to cut the sides of your
Little
face.
corn.
Yeah.
And you used to get condensation against your face as you're breathing against it. Yeah.
Yeah, that used to happen. What was the weirdest thing you ever got while trick or treating? I was discussing this recently.
Luke's going to say like kidnapped and locked in a garage
With a hospital blanket.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not hospital blanket. I got given a sausage roll once.
That's
Nice.
quite good actually. Is it hot?
Not
Was it a
not
hot
small.
sausage roll?
No. It was a long one as well. And this is I'm not. It's not a euphemism. It was,
Knocked on
it
the
was
door and some old man gave you a hot saucy.
You give me a hot sausage. Also, I was given a load of like.
dinner.
Yeah, he went, "Oh, I've this then. I'll go hungry, I suppose."
He didn't even offer it to
you.
you. He was pointing to the sweets, but you just took it from his dinner table.
Snatched from his hand.
No, I'll have this, thanks.
I was given loads of like change as well, like 2p's and 1p's.
Yeah, we used to get change.
Like loads,
You used to
loads
get
of it. Though.
homemade, not bonfire toffee. Yeah, I guess it was like really dark. Is that bonfire toffee?
Treacle toffee.
Cinder toffee?
Yeah,
Treacle
something like that. Yeah, it was like you used to break your teeth, sort of that kind of toffee.
Yeah, to punish
That sounds-
children.
That sounds like a scary up north thing. Wouldn't have had that down here, mate. No.
Bonfire toffee.
Soft
Nice.
fudge.
Yeah.
Soft fudge or a
Sort of-
soft sausage wrap. Oh. That was it. Yeah. Is that it? Horror news. Well, Doctor Sleep is out this week. Doctor Sleep is out
Also
tomorrow.
today, right? Tomorrow, today.
Yeah,
Today
Halloween,
/
yeah,
tomorrow
yeah.
/ Friday. They haven't really decided when they want to release it. They've gone, well, we'll just chuck it out there at some point. Is anybody checking this out? Is anybody interested? Has anybody read the book?
Yes, I'm interested. Yeah, I'll go see it on Saturday, I think, and no, I haven't read the book.
Anybody else?
I might watch it probably like next week. But I haven't read the book. I've only read a few Stephen King. They're very long. So
Yeah, they can be. Yeah.
Stephen.
Gotta go this weekend.
I bought the book.
Go.
Yeah, I think I'll go this weekend as well. I bought the book when it came out. The day it came out in Waterstones as well. I was like, oh, I'm going to get it. And I didn't read it till like 4 months ago.
Did you get hardback then?
I did. I
That's
went
the
hardback.
problem. No one can practically read a hardback. Unless
You
you've got a
can't.
lectern in your house.
You
Unless
can't
you're a headmaster.
or someone to read it to you.
I got weak wrists. I'm just like, oh I can't do it.
Give me some soft fudge and I'll lie down.
Give me some soft fudge, sausage roll, hot
And a
milk,
paperback.
and I lie down.
A nice
Yeah,
wet
that's how-
paperback.
That's how we do it down south, all right, mate? No mucking about. Yeah, that's it for news. What has everybody been watching this week?
I'll tell you what, I've been having a bit of a found footage thing going on. And found footage gets a lot of stick, but I think there's something quite unnerving about found footage films. They can really get to you. And I watched one called Hell House LLC. It's on Shudder. And that was alright. It was basically, like Haunted House in America where they get a house and they fill it with decorations and then you pay and you go and they scare you. It's like that, but the concept is, what if it was actually haunted as well as them having scary things in the house? There's some great moments. There's a great moment with a clown. It's an actually scary clown that's pretty good. But I watched As Above, So Below as well to sort of finish my
That's a good
That's great.
It's so good. I don't understand. If you look at the ratings, I mean, the reviews, it's like critically panned, like 21% Rotten Tomatoes. Everyone seemed to hate it. But have you seen it, Ben?
No, I've not
Mate,
seen that.
it's
I mean, I
pretty good. It's like
That's
Tomb Raider, found footage Tomb Raider in the catacombs in Paris. Very claustrophobic at times, like Descent level.
Yeah, it's got Descent vibes for sure.
But then it gets really there's like stuff they find down in the catacombs that are really creepy. I wouldn't want to spoil it if you've not seen it, but it's I think it's like pretty fantastic. Like it's very unnerving.
Where can I watch this, Luke? Where did you watch
It's on
it?
Netflix at the minute.
Oh well. There we go. Add it to the list. There we go. Might do it right this second.
Right.
Anything else? Anything else?
I don't know. Someone else take the mic.
That thing about them horror houses being haunted is my excuse for never going to the one that my town does. They do a thing called Farmageddon every year, because it's on non-horror times. It's actually called Farmer Ted's, and you take your kids and there's goats and stuff.
That sounds nice.
But in the darker months, it's Farmageddon, and it used to just be like one haunted house, and now they have like 7 events where you go through a haunted house and a fake abattoir and an insane asylum, and there's like zombie paintball rides and stuff.
That sounds
which
fun.
is good. But
What
I'm
do they
like,
dress the ghosts up as?
because I'm probably gonna die in there because I've seen all the horror films that tell me I will. And
I'd be worried. I'd be worried that like someone had escaped an insane asylum, and they'd gone,
the best
"I'm
place
going
to
to go
get
and have a
someone."
muck." Yeah.
I mean,
That's
there's no insane asylums within miles, but also you never know. So
You do never know. That's the problem.
And it's out in the sticks, so I'm like, no.
You could murder someone and no one would ever know. Everyone goes, "This dead body part of the." Oh, it was
They'd
realistic.
be stepping over you.
Exactly. They just be like, just roll her out the way. It's fine.
Like, oh, those effects aren't very good. Get this out of the way.
Yeah.
Posing for pictures with you.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
Yeah. We went to the Scarefest at Thorpe Park last week. It was great. But yeah, exactly that same reason. We were all walking around going like, everyone here is screaming. You could be murdered and no one would come.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about them. Like I went to the in London. There was like when Resident Evil 2, the game came out. I went to the experience of that, and I kind of liked it because it's all the stuff in the game, so it felt recognizable. But all the other stuff, I just find it all a bit weird. You know what I mean?
What do you mean, like non-IP stuff?
Well, I don't know. It's just a bit strange walking into somewhere and having like people try and scare you. It's just.
But that sounds fun. It sounds like
I don't know. I get my back up. I'm like, "Whoa, come on then.
That's why, like, when you go to these places now, like literally walking around Thorpe Park, it was full of announcements like, yeah, they're actors. They might
don't
touch
hit
you.
them.
You can't touch them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, and they otherwise you'll be escorted off the park. And it's very obvious. There's like loads of like burly characters in high visors that are walking around like, oh, those are the people that will escort me out.
Break your fingers. It would be embarrassing to be escorted out, though, wouldn't it? Or would it be like a big?
I don't know.
Like
It's gonna bounce me out of Thorpe Park.
Yeah. Oh, I got to say that I've never seen a change in attitude so much as one of the rides. There's one of them there. It's like a lumber mill in like the deep south or something, and you go in. And this guy in like his dirty dungarees and everything comes in and says hello to everyone. And there was this, you go in like groups of like 20, 30 people. And one kid, he was being smart. And this guy goes, hello. And like everyone says hi, being British and a bit awkward. And this one kid was like, goodbye. And he was like, who said goodbye? And this kid got like completely like sold out by his mates. He was like, it was him. And he shoved him to the front. And he was like, right. There's 2 different ways you can go. There's like a way that's like walking through that everyone goes, and then there's like a narrow thing that you have to crawl through. And he sent this kiddie in there, and he was like, "You're going through there." And he went in there, and my mate got pulled out, and he sent him in as well. And when we came out, he was like, "Oh, I crawled down this thing, and then it's pitch black in there, and it's really tight, and there are people banging on the walls and stuff." And then I went about 10 meters, and then I caught up with that kid who had frozen in the middle of the tunnel. And this kid was like, and he'd gone from very confident, where I think this is a quote that he said, he was like, "I am shitting myself, please go past me."
Oh, dear.
He might still
like
be
the-
in there.
Yeah.
He
like the
lives
kid-
there now.
That's
It's got a
like the kid
hospital
from-
blanket and a tin.
And some Bovril.
Sounds like the kid from Jurassic Park. Remember the one who like goes, "That doesn't look very scary," and he goes, "Well, I'll have a bit of this then. Here's a Velociraptor claw."
Oh yeah.
Kill you, mate. There you go. Yeah, that's him. Except he was about he was like on the cusp of not being. He was like about 15. So like, the fact he admitted to this to my friend, an adult, that he was shitting himself in this tunnel, it's probably changed him fundamentally.
Nice traumatic experience for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anybody else watched anything? Did any Halloweeny stuff?
Gone back and watched a bit of classics. We Karen and I watched original Night of the Living Dead the other day. But other than that, like until right now, like the stuff at the cinema has been big films to catch up on. I caught up on the Joker. Gonna say the Terminator next week at some point, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
I saw Terminator. Toyminator.
You like it?
Is your favourite Terminator 3 so far?
I think it's my favourite Terminator 3 so far. I will admit to that. It was.
Well, let's just see what they do with the next one.
I won't say much. I won't say anything. Let's just see what they do with the next one. I also did watch the Addams Family, the animated Addams Family. I find when I go and watch animated films, like in the cinema, all I do is just play a game of like guess whose voice that is, and then feel all smug during the credits, like whisper into Mega. That's Charlize Theron, and she's going, "What? I'm listening."
She's like, "What? I'm a kid." I don't know.
The weirdest thing that happened in that film was the fact that Snoop Dogg plays Cousin It, and Cousin It's voice is all like backwards and they didn't need to be Snoop Dogg. It could have been anybody. They could have saved like.
I don't know. They needed someone to capture that perfect Snoopy.
I mean, he arrived to like drop it like it's hot.
Yeah.
In proper like pimpmobile, but apart from that, he didn't need to be anyone. Do you know what I mean? It was.
You can hear it. I bet you can hear it in the voice. You can hear that Snoopiness.
Maybe, but you know, if you did 20 voices like that, I couldn't have picked the Snoop out of the lineup. And I did also
mention that, Ben. That's a round we'll be going into in a little bit.
Here are 20 Snoops. Which one is the dog?
Sounds time consuming. Right. Anything else? Anybody?
No, I think other than revising heavily for this quiz, which I haven't done at all.
Did you heavily? I mean, revising? I listened back to last year's episode, and
that counts as revising.
Yeah, it does. But in my head, I still tried to give the answers that I gave like then that were wrong. But then I was bargaining with myself, going, no, that's right, that is right. And Andy from a year ago was telling me it's wrong.
How long ago was it? It wasn't exactly a year, was it?
Wasn't it just after you finished the list of 50?
Yes, it was like September. It was September. But I think I told you earlier, Luke, that you gave a great answer. I was sat on my desk, but I was like crying with laughter because it was a question about annihilation. Did anybody else see that with Natalie Portman and Yeah. So it says, and the question was, what phenomenon did Lena and her team investigate in Annihilation? Well, like, what was it called, that thing? And Luke said, the Great Owl. It was the Great Owl. I'm not dropping you in it, Luke. I think that was just a great anscer.
I don't remember. I have no memory of it at all.
the Great Owl. You didn't even think. You didn't even think. You answered that question. He asked that question. You went, the Great Owl. It was called the Shimmer or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like the Shimmer.
It was called the Shimmer.
Yeah. Okay.
It's weird. I would have never remembered that, but having written it down for a quiz, now it's burned into my mind forever.
So I'm going to hand over the reins of the episode to Mr. Spreadsheets himself, the quiz master, Mr. Andy Conduit-Turner.
Thank you very much, Luke. I have the reins. So, I have you all here today for a bit of a horror quiz, right? You've, as you just mentioned, you've listened back to it before. The quiz will compose of 5 separate rounds to test your horror credentials in various ways. Luke's already sweating.
I think I've got a migraine coming on.
Now, originally, of course, we've, as you guys mentioned at the top, it was going to be a 2 versus 2 event, but as there are just the 3 of you, the ties of friendship are broken, and it's now everyone for themselves in a triple threat match. Winner takes all and becomes the king or queen of horror for 2019.
Okay.
So we'll begin, as is traditional in these scenarios, with round one.
Is anyone else
It's a bit
really
of a
nervous?
Just a bit of a speed
Super
round.
nervous.
Which is a bit of a speed round. Now I've written questions for everyone. Heather, you guys won the toss technically, so I gave you the set of questions that you guys originally picked,
Okay.
and then I've split out some more for these guys. But I'm going to begin with the reigning champion, Ben, primarily because his column is on the left of the spreadsheet I'm looking at here. So in the speed round, I'm going to go through. I'm not going to cut myself off for time, Ben, because I've written these questions. So fuck it, I'm going to read them. But I'm going to go through 10 questions. There will be a bonus available for anyone who gets through their list in the best time. So without further ado, then I guess there's not much to explain about the rapid fire questions. So I guess I'll begin by saying, Ben, are you ready?
Well, as ready as I'll ever be. Can I just mention that last year, this initial first speed round, I got 0. So if I can get 1, it'll be an immediate improvement.
I think if you're worth your salt, then you should get at least 1 here.
It's
Right. Right. Shall we begin?
Let's begin.
Okay. Ready? This time begins now. Midsummer is set primarily in which European country?
Sweden.
Correct. Number 1 rule for surviving Zombieland, according to Columbus, is what?
Cardio.
Cardio, yes. Prior to adopting saying mostly enthusiast Newt, Ellen Ripley had a biological daughter named what?
Emily. No, it's not that.
It was Amanda. In Shark Movie 47 Meters Down, Lisa hallucinates due to the effects of which gas-related condition?
I've not seen it. Carbon monoxide.
It's nitrogen narcosis. Allerdale Hall is a dilapidated house sinking into a red clay mine in which DDT ghost story?
Pass.
It's Crimson Peak. Definite Christmas movie Gremlins takes place in which fictional small town?
Pass.
Kingston Falls. Dean Hip is an anagram of which horror icon's name?
I'm terrible at anagrams. Pass.
It's Pinhead. Name either of the upcoming Halloween sequel subtitles.
Halloween Kills.
Correct. How many films have currently been released in the Conjuring universe of movies?
6.
7. And finally, Amy, Mr. Homolka, and the Lost City of Zinj feature in which blatantly horror movie?
Mr. Homolka and Lost. Jesus, I have absolutely no idea.
It's, of course, that well-known horror movie Congo, Ben. So, as the end of your time...
Son of a bitch. That had to...
With a time of 1 minute 41, Ben. So
I didn't get many of them right in my head at all.
Mm-mm.
And
I got
it
like
made
the
this really
first
hard.
one. I was like, great. Yeah.
I'm off. You're off to a good start. I'll do some scores at the end. So, the second column here is yours, Heather. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Right. Your time begins now. A young house sitter is tasked with caring for a creepy doll named Brahms in which movie?
The boy.
It is The Boy. The soundtrack and marketing of Us features which song?
Pass.
I got 5 on it. What is the name of the long-suffering scarecrow in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark?
Brian.
It's Harold. The charmingly named strip club, the Titty Twister, features in which movie?
Until Dawn.
Dust Till Dawn.
No, from Dusk Till Dawn.
It was from Dust Till Dawn. Which piece of music was made famous in the Alabama horror movie Deliverance?
Pass.
It's the dueling banjos. Which city is the location of the prestigious dance school in Suburbia? Suspiria, sorry, not Suburbia.
Sorry, you broke up there.
So, which city is the location for the prestigious dance school in Suspiria?
Berlin.
Berlin, correct. Dark Feud Jerry is an anagram of which horror icon?
Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger, correct. The T-00, which pursues Leon and Claire in Resident Evil 2, is more affectionately known as who?
Mr. X.
Mr. X. Michael Fassbender falls foul of disaffected youths with no programs to attend in which holiday horror movie?
The Snowman?
It's Eden Lake.
Oh, yeah.
And long-suffering Lionel and his mother feature in which Peter Jackson horror comedy?
Pass.
It's Brain Dead. So,
Wow, well done.
stop.
Whoa, that was so stressful.
Well done. Andy broke up once or twice as well, so that's
I
I'll,
more
was just like
stressful.
staring at his face like,
That's
what?
got to be even more stressful. Andy, you've got to be like, your face has got to move more, because a couple of times you were saying questions, I was like, is he frozen?
Two big, over-exaggerated ones. I will take an arbitrary amount of time off your time for having to go through anything there, and that will put you at maybe a little more than that. 1 minute 43, Heather.
Thank you.
So, Luke,
Okay,
bringing this home. All business. Okay, he's ready.
the Great Hole. The
set?
Great Hole. Okay, go on.
Great hole, great hole.
The great hole. The great hole.
I feel like your first question, Luke, not to put any stress on you early doors, will make you feel like your entire round is harder than everyone else's, but it's not.
Okay.
I promise.
I'm going
Are
to
you
pass
ready?
ready now. Yeah.
Okay, your time begins now. The villainous truck in Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive features the face of which Spider-Man villain?
Green Goblin.
The Green Goblin. Very good. What event leads our hero Alan in Monkey Shines to a life of monkey assistance and depression beards?
He gets hit by a truck.
He gets hit by a car. I put a motor accident. That's fine. In Us, the tethered counterpart of our main character Adelaide is called what?
Anti-Adelaide, I don't know.
It's Red. The conflict. Which conflict is Overlord set during?
Is what?
Which conflict is Overlord set during?
World War II.
World War II. 2006 horror comedy Slither is directed by which former trauma prodigy?
James Gunn.
James Gunn. Ginger Snaps features which classical horror monster?
Werewolf.
Werewolves. Charlie Mimes is an anagram of which horror icon's name?
Charlie Mimes. Pass. I don't know.
Michael Myers. The Creeper from Jeepers Creepers has an obsession with the peepers of which charming actor?
Justin Long.
Justin Long. Poor Latin translation of Liberate Me features in which sci-fi horror?
I don't know what you just said. Pass.
It was Event Horizon. And Hugh McGregor stars as which now grown-up character from The Shining in Doctor Sleep?
Danny Torrance.
Danny Torrance, correct. Wow.
Anagram.
There
Well,
we go.
Got loads then.
And your time, Luke, I'm pleased to announce, actually I'm neutral to announce, given there's no bias here in this quiz, was the fastest of all with 1 minute 26. You were fast on the passes, so you get an extra point for that.
you just got to be ready to get the pass in there. Just expect that you don't know the answer. Just right away.
So did you not hear the one about the Latin translation and just dived in for the pass there?
Yeah, what did you say?
Poor Latin translation of Liberate Me features in which sci-fi?
Oh, I thought you were saying Paul. Paul Latin translation. So
Paul?
I don't recognise that character.
Paul, the Latin translator. Right, there we go. So, do you guys want the scores after round one?
Yes, please.
In that case, I'm happy to tell you that we have a two-way tie for second place.
Yes.
Ben and Heather both on 4 points. Luke storming it with 8.
Whoa.
This is what happened last time.
Whoa.
Though. This is what happened last time, though. I did alright at the start, and then I think I just spent it all. Spent all the knowledge.
Just burning it all through. Well, for the next round, guys, we're going to do something a little different. This didn't feature in last year's quiz, so it may go horribly wrong. But let's find out as we go. And join us for a game of Hammer's Hammer, which is a bit like, for those of you old enough to remember, and for listeners, those of you that were very specifically born in kind of the early to mid 80s in the UK specifically, Mallet's Mallet. I checked on Wikipedia. Timmy Mallet is not under any type of investigation. There's no scandal, so I can call upon his name. So yeah, scandal pending. He's still okay. So, for those of you not familiar with the rules, we have a topic, and I will ask you to go round robin style and mention the next item from this topic list. So, for example, if the topic was flavors of crisps, I might begin by saying salt and vinegar. I would then pass to Luke, who would say
ready salted.
Ready salted, who would then pass to Heather, that would say
cheese and onion.
Cheese and onion. And then eventually someone would get stuck, they would get it wrong, and they would be eliminated.
Okay. It's the most stressful time in my life.
Exactly. You will be eliminated for repeating an answer that already was, saying an answer that was wrong, or just running out of an arbitrary amount of time that I'll set if I feel it's taking you a little bit too long.
Okay.
I'm not going to click the buttons here. So, we'll begin with the same order. So what we'll do is we'll start with Ben on the left. It'll pass to Heather, and then round to Luke, and then go round in a circle. First person to be eliminated will get no points. The person who holds on for a little bit longer will get, let's say 3, and then the winner of each round will get 5. So big points on offer here. It could change everything. So I will begin first. Because it's called Hammer's Hammer, I have to have a hammer monster to start here. This list is uncomfortably long for me to scroll through, but never mind. So the first topic, Ben, are you ready to kick us off?
Yep.
And your topic is films. I will not be taking television programs. Films which feature Count Dracula. Begin in your own time.
Okay. Dracula. I was going to say another one I thought of, but I thought I'd try and save that one, right?
Yeah, great. Good strategy. Heather?
Van Helsing.
Okay, great. Luke?
Horror of Dracula.
I believe you, that's fine. It's on the list. Ben?
Dracula Untold.
Good. Heather?
Return of Dracula?
Right, hang on. Control F.
Oh, it's getting tasty, is it?
The Return of Dracula's good.
Dracula Untold.
It was. Ben said it. It's an early bath for Luke.
Did you say Dracula Untold?
Oh, sure did.
I had Dracula 2000 or Untold in my head, and I was like, I thought you said the other one. Okay, all right.
Right. So, so no points for Luke that round. Ben ahead. Are you ready? Are you ready for the restart?
So does that mean I can say what Luke just said? It was going to be his answer.
No, those ones are still burned.
Oh.
Burned it on the way out.
Dracula. It's called Dracula again, but the 1990s one with Keanu Reeves and.
Fine. Yeah.
It's not though, is it?
Francis
Oh
Ford.
no, it's not. It's actually you're right, Luke. It's got another name. So
shit! Really?
In that case, having absolutely fucked that, I guess it will go straight to Heather. So I'm gonna give. Let me just allocate the points here. So
it's called Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Bram Stoker's
Dracula.
Yeah.
There it is. So I will give.
That went really well because I had no more answers at all.
One more. So the Dracula 2000, and then there's.
I was going to be like Bride of Dracula.
Yeah, I guess you could knock those ones out. Yeah, Bride of Dracula.
Trials of.
I won't give you a full list.
One as well. Go on.
I won't give you a full list, but there are many films featuring Dracula. You could have had
Hotel Transylvania as well.
Yeah.
Dracula's Death, Nosferatu, The Son of Dracula, oddly enough, The House of Frankenstein,
and the Leslie, what's his
Dracula Dead and Loving It, the best Dracula film.
Can't believe I forgot about that one.
Dracula's dog. It's a fantastic one. The Halloween that almost wasn't, the Monster Squad, Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School.
I was going to go for a Scooby-Doo one if I
Monster
was
Squad.
struggling.
Yeah, it seems so obvious in retrospect, but at the time,
I feel like
I'm
I
just
want to start
thinking
again
Dracula.
with my brain.
Yeah, I was.
I think if we ever get round to having the meetup we've been talking about doing with some of the people on the Facebook group, this will be a great drinking game to play.
yeah.
Right.
We fucked it. We fucked it.
Blowing that one, you've given it away, guys. But that's okay. You can
That's
redeem
great.
yourself
Do it again.
in another round with a new topic.
Yay!
Boo.
This time, I'm completely abandoning the hammer thing because I'm not sure I could withstand or anyone would get very many answers from a list of films with mummy. So instead, I am going. The second list for you to go through will be. Are you ready to kick us off again, Ben?
Yeah.
Right. You may begin on our second topic, which is film adaptations, not TV movie, film adaptations of the works of Esteban King. Are you ready?
Just check. You mean Stephen King, right? It's
I
not
do
someone
mean-
else.
Yeah.
Some other random dude called Esteban King.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you said
Okay,
that,
I'm ready.
I was like,
Yeah.
Right. Are you ready, Ben?
I'm ready.
Right. In that case, you may begin when you're ready. I've got my control find here to check any.
Okay. The Shawshank Redemption.
Good.
Pet Cemetery.
The Shining.
The Green Mile.
Carrie.
1922. Oh, yeah, okay.
1922 is good. You're fine.
It.
It Part 2.
In the Tall Grass.
Oh yeah, that does count, doesn't it? Doctor Sleep.
Maximum Overdrive.
Good.
Trucks.
Hang on there, Luke. I'm afraid
Hang on.
Trucks is the story that Maximum Overdrive is based upon. So on a
No.
technicality...
I'm gonna say there's two movies. Trucks is also one, isn't it?
You're right, Luke. You know what? I mistakenly only went for the first thing that Control F came up. He's still in. He's still in play.
He's still in. Okay, is it me? The Dark Tower.
Very good.
The remake of Pet Cemetery.
Still good. Yeah.
Graveyard Shift.
Yeah.
The remake of Carrie.
You bugger. Cujo.
There's actually two remakes of Carrie, so I'll go with the other remake of Carrie.
He's right.
Oh, is it me now?
It is you, Ben.
Oh, Jesus. Don't be the first one to fuck this up. Oh, bollocks.
Just searching bollocks. No.
Just trying to pick my bookshelf.
Gonna have to hurry you, Ben.
Thinner. Yeah.
Ben is good.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Doctor Sleep.
Oh, it
No.
was Heather. Luke had it.
Dang it.
Crashed out after the hubris, like Icarus flying too close to the sun. But in that case, are you ready? Are you ready for the restart, Luke?
Yeah.
All those previous answers, remember, are still burned. So go for it.
The Mist.
Bag of Bones.
I think that's TV.
Bag of Bones is good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hang on. Is it? Because there is stupid Wikipedia article. It does have. No, that's television, Ben. I'm afraid.
Oh!
Bag of Bones. Luke takes that one.
Fuck! Shite.
See,
I
I'm glad you were there.
I had
I'm
some
glad you were
time
there to
to
fuck
come
people
back
over
next.
there.
And then after that, What's the one with the
I
I
was
was
gonna
going to
say,
go for Children of the Corn, but
Yeah, okay. I couldn't remember the name.
is Christine one? Is Christine one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
John Carpenter.
Fuck, that was literally, it was in my head the whole time, and I was thinking that's just John Carpenter. It's not Stephen King. Bollocks! I should have said that. Tits.
Or that.
Gerald's Game.
Gerald's
Game. That would have
There's
counted.
like there's
as a
like
film.
100 Stephen King movies.
Bollocks.
It's difficult there.
I'm glad, Luke, you were there to stitch Ben up there with that bag of bones thing, because I would have just found it on the sheet and said it was good. But
As soon as I said bag of bones, you went, no, that's not one.
actually,
Mr. Conduit-Turner, Mr. Conduit-Turner, that's not one.
I'm telling.
Okay.
Got to
You ready for the
right.
final?
Oh, there's another
ready
one.
for the final round of this one. There's 3 rounds because there are 3 of you,
Oh, right.
and plus these are easy for me to write. So just gonna open a Wikipedia page. There's less on this one. I can see all of them on just about one screen, so that's good. Ben, are you ready for the restart before I reveal the topic?
Yep.
Good. In that case, this time I'm asking you for the films of, and this includes the person being credited as director, writer, or executive producer, the films of George A. Romero.
Fucking hell. Okay.
You ready? When you're ready, Ben.
Okay. Night of the Living Dead.
Yes.
Day of the Dead.
Yes.
Diary of the Dead.
Yes.
Dawn of the Dead.
Yes.
I can't think what you've said.
What's that fucking...
Night of the Living Dead?
Night of the Living Dead is.
So what? The second one counts as that, does it?
There are 2 versions. There's 1968 and there's
okay.
1990.
Just get my films in order. Not
Let's
trying
go
to
with,
grass you up, ever, right? So I'm not trying to do a Luke Kondor on you.
Mr. Andy Turner.
Mr. Grimsdale.
I forgot. Oh yeah, the Dawn of the Dead remake. Then I'll go with it.
All right.
Oh wait. Oh, written by. Okay, yeah, okay. Nearly tripped up then. Okay.
Monkey Shines.
Yes.
No, I don't know. I know there was one that was like completely separate to like all of these things, but I can't think what it is. And I'm out.
Tapping out. Right. Luke.
The Crazies.
The Crazies. Yes.
Land of the Dead.
Land of the Dead. Good.
The Dark
Underrated,
Half.
I'd say.
The Dark Half.
Dark Half. Yes.
Day of the Dead remake.
Has there been a...
Yeah, there was some shithouse Day of the Dead remake.
Oh, there was. Yeah, you're right. Fairly recently. Bloodlines or something like that.
I forgot to say Bloodlines as well.
I don't know.
And unfortunately, Ben, I see Day of the Dead 1985 is on there. But,
There is a fairly recent remake there, I think.
But I'm not seeing on here. Maybe he was neither writer, director, or executive producer.
Oh, he must have been writer though, surely, if he wrote the original. Ah!
I can only go by what's on the Wikipedia.
I had one
page,
more,
Ben.
and then I was done. I was going to say Martin, and after that, I don't know.
I think Martin would have been good. You could have also had. There's always Vanilla, and of course Creepshow.
Is it? Oh yeah, is it Serpent and the Rainbow? Is that, or is that someone else I'm thinking of?
Bloody hell.
There's like a zombie. There's like a voodoo zombie type one with. I can't remember. Oh well.
I've seen it listed on there, but it's good solid performance from you there, Ben. You got a Consistent throughout. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, though.
This always happens to me, mate.
Right.
Oh, always.
Right, here we go then. So, as we move into... here's me getting ahead of myself. Would you like the scores?
Yes, please, Mr. Conduit-Turner.
Okay, so currently in third place with 9, we have Heather. Slightly ahead on 13 is Ben, and then storming the charts with 18 right now is Luke.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, so what happens? So what happens then? You get a point for getting them right, for getting an answer.
In that one, it was 0 if you went out first, 3 if you came second, 5 if you won.
Okay, I've got you. Good, because
Right.
in my head I was thinking, I got no points in that round.
No, everyone came away out of that one with a few. The next round, as we move into round 3, taglines and other rap. So,
Very nice.
Oh,
you have a couple each. Trying to decide, am I gonna permit a steal if the person doesn't? How mean are you guys feeling?
I'm very bad at this one, so
Yeah, I'm feeling mean.
Right, in that case, I'm going to offer 2 points if you get your own. If the person gets it wrong or taps out, the other 2 may shout out the answer if they think they know it. First come, first serve, which would be probably terrible on the audio for Luke, but we'll mumble our way through. So we'll begin as again he's on the left hand side here with Ben. Are you ready for your first tagline to start with, Ben?
Yes, indeed.
I'm gonna do all 3 of
ready.
yours, so everyone can be ready to steal at the same. Like everyone can have a go at stealing without having to jump back and forth in their headspaces. So, your first tagline, Ben: 8 legs, 2 fangs, and an attitude.
8-legged freaks.
It's not 8-legged freaks. Open it for the steal.
Arachnophobia.
Arachnophobia it is.
I like that film.
They got more of an attitude than 8-legged freaks.
I gotta claw it back.
Doesn't say the most attitude, Ben.
Just a bit of it.
That's a little bit of the attitude.
Just a little bit.
Doesn't
Mr.
even
Conduit-Turner!
doesn't even qualify the attitude. It just says they have an attitude. It might be a good one. Really positive.
So what's the rule with who can jump in as well?
Anyone?
After you've had a go at doing it, if you've got it wrong or you give up, then the other 2 can jump in.
Oh, so you can jump in at any point. Okay.
Yeah, it's your question first. Right, Ben, are you ready for your second?
Yeah.
Right. The second tagline you have here poses a number of questions. Are you ready? So the tagline is: who is he? What is he? Should we fear him? Can we stop him? Is he a warning? Is he the beginning of the end?
Is it Brightburn?
It's not Brightburn.
Ah!
Open for the steal.
What is that? What is that for a tagline?
I thought it would have been Brightburn.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. What could it be?
Sounds like part of the tagline. What could it be? Where am I? You all tapped out.
Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th.
Is Freddy got chicken?
13. It is not. The answer is the Omen. The Omen.
Oh man.
I would not have put them together.
Oh, that's a mouthful for a tagline.
Yeah.
And your final one that is yours first, Ben, is not a tagline, but a horror-related rap from a soundtrack or associated movie. I will give you a bonus point for this one as well. First, we'll do the main question. So, here is the rap. The character's name does feature in the rap, so I'm going to have to redact that name. If I may read a passage. It's 1 a.m. A name redacted's here. The supreme dream maker, the master of fear. When you see night coming, stay away from the dark. Watch out for name redacted. He'll bust your heart.
Am I naming the character?
I'd say character or series of films. It's up to you.
Is that in Freddy versus Jason?
It's a Nightmare on Elm Street one. I'll give you that for Freddy. It's Freddy related, so you've got your 2 for that one. I'll give you, Ben, because this one's super obscure. I will give you an extra 2 points if you can tell me the title and artist of that song.
Jesus. So it's not Robert England.
It's not Robert England. He does do some rapping in it, but he's not the primary artist of that song.
I have absolutely no idea. I don't even want to humiliate myself by guessing.
It's by the song entitled, and I would recommend anyone, both you guys and anyone listening in, to look at this up on YouTube. It's called "Get Ready for Freddy" by the Fat Boys.
Oh, the bloody Fat Boys!
And it is quite a musical video. You listen to that. At some other point in the rap, Robert England pops up in full Freddy outfit and says, "The name's Fred Krueger. I'm a popular guy."
He pops up and says, "The name's name redacted. I'm a popular guy."
Yeah. And at one point as well, Freddy does the rap end of rap, cross your arms overwards. Yeah, it's a wonderful piece of rap music
dangerous with a hand with knives on it.
Yeah. Right. And, it's time for your taglines and song as well. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ben, you can get yourself in the stealing mindset if Heather fails to get any of these. So, Heather, your first tagline to begin with. Some rules. Number 1, don't make a sound. Number 2, never leave the path. Never leave the path. Number 3, red means run.
What the fuck is
I don't know. Cabin in the Woods?
Cabin in the Woods, I'm afraid, is not correct, guys.
What was the first part of the tagline?
Some rules. Number 1,
okay.
Never make a sound. Number 2, never leave the path. Number 3, red means run.
Quiet Place?
A Quiet Place.
It is a quiet place.
He got me with he beat me with like a split second, didn't he, the mother flipper?
So
You big bully!
Luke steals that one. Heather, are you ready for your second tagline?
Yeah.
Your second tagline is, they say that when someone dies in a powerful rage, a curse is made.
Is that it?
That is it.
Chucky?
The Grudge.
Oh, Ben straight
Yes.
in.
No.
Yeah. So sorry,
Yeah.
Heather, your answer was incorrect.
It's all right.
But Ben storming straight in with his the Grudge.
It's like a drive-by shoplifter with that.
Because I just watched the trailer just 2 days ago and I remembered it.
Oh, they used the tagline for the new one as well. Great.
Well, I think it says it in the trailer. I think
It says
somebody
remember
said
this because you might need to use the information.
Remember this, you need it for the Horror Hangout Big Fat Movie Quiz of the Year.
Thank you,
Number
trailer.
2. Was that a fair jumping in steal?
I think
You're straight in. The
Okay.
answer had been given. You only get one shot. But Heather, are you ready for your rap?
I am.
I come from the land of the Irish Spring. Dublin's the place where I learned my thing. From the Emerald Isle to your place in the hood, I'm the man of green, come to do no good.
Is it the Leprechaun?
It is the Leprechaun.
Yeah.
In the hood, whichever.
I love it. It's beautiful.
I love it.
Right, there we go. Now, Luke, it's time for your 2.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, your first tagline. Do you belong in this neighborhood?
Halloween.
It's not Halloween. Open for the steal.
Society?
Oh, that's good.
No.
No.
Is it Jason? I can't remember what this one's called. The one where Jason goes to Manhattan.
It does not. It's neither of those things. It is Get Out.
Get out.
Get Out.
Get it.
Get it.
Get out of it.
Your second one, Luke.
Yeah.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste, especially if you're hungry.
The Cell.
It's not The Cell. Anyone for a steal?
Love that film.
Is it Hellraiser?
It's not Hellraiser.
No.
Heather, your shot, your opportunity.
Dawn of the Dead.
It's not Dawn of the
No,
Dead.
was that something zombie-ish?
It's not zombie-ish at all.
Oh.
Horror Hangout guys, you might have had a slight advantage in this one. It is the most. It's the Relic.
Oh,
See-
yeah, he eats a little bit of the brain, doesn't he?
It's a little bit of the brains because he's not
Ben
a
read-
wasteful.
Ben read the
character.
book as well, did you? Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So I should have known. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? You should have known twice.
No, and all that.
Turner, Ben read the book as well. And
Should
while
have
he's
known
looking
all
at me,
of
you're
that.
going,
all of the Chicago-based knowledge as well of that museum that we
Oh,
got
yeah.
from that movie. Right, Luke, are you ready for your rap?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Looking for human flesh to rip my teeth through, other fish in the sea, but barracudas ain't equal, to a half-human predator created by a needle. Jet black eyes, baby, they stare while you sleep. When your Titanic sinks, I'm the one you are going to meet.
Is it LL Cool J in Deep Blue Sea?
It's Ladies
Uh,
Love Cool James in Deep Blue Sea.
ready to pounce.
I just knew that Andy would bring that up.
Yeah, he just knew he would.
Because I love Cool James, much like many of the ladies. Ah, very good. You guys all did very well on the rap. So, shall I see what damage that has done to the scores? Valkyries get a boost up there with 12. Ben is still ahead there on 16. Luke has been the champion throughout so far with 21.
My God.
I'm very sorry.
Someone who wasn't going to compete
Very
today as well.
Hey, just embrace it. Just embrace it. Because you're going down by the end anyway. Just embrace it now. 'Cause-
in the last round. So, we'll move on to round 4. New round. Who dis? So, in round 4 of that, much like you may be familiar with this from the last time we played everyone, whereby I have a something from a horror film, which I'm going to give you several clues to be able to identify. If you get it after just one clue, you get 5 points. If it takes you 2 clues, you get 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the very end. Much like with the last round, if you fail to get it right after all of your clues, then one of the others will be able to steal it for a bonus point.
Cool. Wait.
Right.
I was spacing out a little bit there. What's the what's the
So-
rules?
Oh, he's in the lead now. He's not paying attention. That's right. Oh, I'm in the lead, but I
All
don't
right,
need to
go-
bother anymore.
Go ahead.
Don't
I'll
need to
figure it
bother.
out as we go.
You
Fine.
figure it out. Of course, you're last anyway. It doesn't matter.
Is
So
it a something, did you say, or a someone?
it might be
or...
a something. It might be a someone. It will vary. Okay, so let's go with Ben first. You're on the left hand side. So you're identifying a who in this case. So I'm looking for the character's name from a well-known film. So your first clue is this character is female.
Ellen Ripley.
It is not Ellen Ripley. Your second clue.
What?
Your second clue has to return home after having a series of nightmares which trouble her sleep.
To return home. Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street.
It is not Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street. Your third clue enjoys both martini and cigars.
Is it? Is it the? Oh, I don't know. You have to give me one more. Give me one more. James
Communicates
Bond, isn't it?
communicates via sign language.
And I've just got Congo stuck in my head. Amy from Congo.
It is Amy from Congo.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it actually Amy from Congo?
Yeah, it's Amy from Congo.
Wait,
If you,
is Amy
if you-
the white monkey?
Amy loves you.
Oh, yeah.
Does she like martinis and cigars?
She has a martini on the plane, and then the guide gives them a drink.
2 Congo questions. You're really making a point of this, aren't you?
Yeah. I
It's
chose
never
this one.
going on a podcast.
I chose this one for you, especially Ben. Yeah, if you'd needed the last clue, the final clue would have
I
been:
got it.
is a good gorilla.
There we go. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Okay, Heather, are you ready for yours?
Mhm.
Okay. Your first clue is, you're identifying a who again.
Okay.
Your first clue is, this is a man.
Is it Hannibal Lecter?
It's not Hannibal Lecter.
Oh.
Your second clue is, this is not sure what the PC term is anymore. Can I say that someone is an old man, an elderly man? He's an older person.
He's an old fart.
For you, that gets cancelled, Ben. You're the one that said it.
Right.
Candyman?
It's not the Candyman. Now, clue number 3. He has been played by 2 different actors in 2 film adaptations of the same story.
I still want to say Hannibal, but I know it's not. Pass. I don't know.
Clue number 4.
Mhm.
Probably lost a lot of value in his property when a busy road was built just outside his house.
Oh, it's your man from Pet Cemetery.
Oh.
What is his name?
Oh shit. Dave.
Laughing, but I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Just his dad.
It's not his dad. That's the. Sadly, his name isn't Dave. I can give you the 5th clue if you need it, but I know you know who it is.
Yeah, I don't know what his name is.
Oh, I feel very, very harsh, but.
Or is it the old man in the house
It is the old man.
who leads him to the cemetery?
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is.
Oh, in that case, I will give one of you guys an opportunity to get 1 point. Whoever's the fastest, Rob. Now,
Judd.
Luke's got it. It's Judd.
I don't know his surname.
Said it so half-assed as well.
Well,
Probably Judd.
It is.
Your
it is
attitude's
indeed.
really starting to stink, Luke.
It is Judd. If you needed the last clue for anyone at home, it would have been, this character believes that sometimes, just sometimes, dead is better. Right, Luke, are you ready for your own?
Yeah.
Okay. You're once again identifying a who. Your first clue is, this character is male.
Ellen Ripley. I don't know.
It's not Ellen Ripley.
God damn
But
it.
unfortunately, you've really hit the post on that one, because this character is an employee on the USS Nostromo.
My God.
Harry Dean Stanton's character. That was his name.
It's not Harry Dean Stanton's character. Your third clue is indirectly responsible for the death of another character.
I don't know. Is it the cat? Is it the alien? Is it the Xenomorph? Is his name Xenomorph?
Wait, which is your answer, Luke?
Xenomorph.
The Xenomorph.
Yeah.
That is not the correct answer.
That Xenomorph was indirectly responsible for the deaths of so many people.
I think directly, maybe.
Yeah, I think he's a victim. After all this.
So, Luke, your
Yeah.
fourth clue is This character survives the movie.
The cat. Oh, I should have said the cat. I don't know his name though. Dave.
After you manage to steal, I will throw it over to the others.
Jonesy.
It is Jonesy. Heather recovers a point.
Taking that from the
Yeah.
cat.
I was going to say
So-
Jinkles.
This is pretty close.
And you get one back there. Correct. It is indeed Jonesy. And the final clue, had anyone needed it, would have been, it's a cat.
I like the diversity in that round because there was a
Yep.
cat, a gorilla,
And an old man.
and an old man.
See, if I'd have
Basically,
had the cat question in Pet Cemetery, I'd have got that right.
Yeah. What was yours, Ben? I wouldn't have got
a
yours. Ben.
gorilla.
Oh,
A
yeah.
gorilla. Amy loves you.
See, Ben, I don't know why we don't do that film because you clearly know all the lines.
Yeah, I do. I love that film.
Right.
Let's play do it.
The final regular round before the big finale is a round called Diminishing Returns? ? This is a round a bit like Bruce Forsyth's Price is Right, where I'm going to ask you to guess higher or lower on a number of changing statistics about a series of films. You know what? As I'm making these rules upon the fly, I will say that there are. I will give you the statement of fact that there are 5 questions that are prepared for each of you. You can get 1 point for every one of them you get right. If you get all the way to the end without a mistake, I will give you an extra. Let's make this up as we go. An extra 3 if you get to the very end without making any errors. So,
Okay.
Ben, are you ready?
Yes.
Your question concerns the horror film franchise Friday the 13th, very particularly how much money each entry grossed. So, I will tell you to begin with that Friday the 13th, the original, grossed $59 million worldwide. Can you tell me which of the following, and it will always be based on versus the previous entry we've just gone through. So,
Okay.
Can you tell me its direct sequel, Friday the 13th Part 2, higher or lower?
The first Jason Voorhees one, wasn't it? So, higher.
It was lower, only 21 million. Friday the 13th Part 3, higher or lower than Part 2?
Higher.
Higher, yes, 36 million. Skipping forward a few entries, Jason X gonna give it to you. How did that perform at the box office? Higher or lower than 36 million?
Higher.
Lower, only 16.
Jesus.
After Jason X, of course, we have the crossover, Freddy versus Jason. Did that do higher or lower than 16 million?
It's got to be higher. It's got to be.
It is 114 million,
Wow.
making bank. Now, finally, the Friday the 13th remake, higher or lower than Freddy versus Jason's 114 million?
I'm going to say lower.
Lower at 92. You were correct to go lower there, Ben.
Surprised that I made 92 million. I don't think anyone
Yeah.
had talked about
I was
it.
going to say.
Yeah.
So no extras for you there, Ben, but you still got a respectable 3 out of 5.
Yep. That's what I like to do. Respectable, mediocre.
Right. Heather, are you ready for yours?
Yeah.
So for your set of questions, I'm moving on to the Halloween series. Now, in your case, I won't get you to comment on the gross income of those movies. This is obviously accurate at time of about half an hour ago when I pulled the stats, but you know, these things change. So I'm looking for you to comment on the Metascore, which is captured in IMDb. I have not done any research into what the Metascore is. I imagine it's some type of amalgamation between critic scores and what they have on the site that people can score live. So the original John Carpenter's Halloween has a Metascore on the site of 81. Can you tell me, is its direct sequel, Halloween 2, higher or lower rated?
Lower.
Lower with 40, correct. Moving on to the Michael Myers 3 Season of the Witch. Did that score higher or lower than 40?
Higher.
Higher, 50. Correct. Skipping, I guess by Season of the Witch, about 17 years into the future. Halloween H2O. Did that score higher or lower than 50?
Lower.
Higher, 52.
Jesus, close.
Devastatingly close. The next one, the first Rob Zombie remake, higher or lower than 52?
Higher.
Lower, 47.
Ah! Damn it. Too much faith in Rob Zombie.
And now, finally, 2018's Halloween, higher or lower than 47?
Higher.
Higher, 67. Again, posting a 3. Very good. Luke, are you ready?
Yeah, sure. Let's see how we do.
Yeah. Oh, you were one of us is frozen for a second. You just moved at rapid speed, like one of those like ghost doctors from House on Haunted Hill. When you like unbuffered, just thrashed around the screen like a lunatic. Anyway, I am asking you about Nightmare on Elm Street series, particularly the Rotten Tomatoes score, which I pulled from an article where they'd used them to rank them from top to bottom. So, again, correct at time of reading a few minutes ago. So the original Nightmare on Elm Street on Rotten Tomatoes has a freshness rating of 94%. Compared to that 94%, how does Freddy's Revenge, the direct sequel, compare?
Lower.
Lower with 42, correct. Moving on from that, from 42, how does Dream Warriors Nightmare on Elm Street 3 compare? Higher or lower than 42?
It's got to be higher.
It's higher. You, Luke, have answered correctly like the Wizard Master himself. Moving on from that one and skipping a few entries, by the time we were saying goodbye to Freddy, how does the final Nightmare compare to Dream Warriors? Higher or lower than 74?
Lower.
Lower with 20, correct. And of course, some things in the Nightmare in Freddy's world never stay final, so of course we came to the new Nightmare. Did that score higher or lower than 20?
Everyone loved that one, so it's going to be higher.
78, correct.
Okay.
And then finally, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. How did that do versus New Nightmares 78?
Lower. It's got to be lower.
It did much worse. It got 15.
Yeah.
So, give you your extras for that as well, Luke. So,
I feel like Nightmare on Elm Street was an easier one to rate.
Just to go back and forth. I should have given you grosses.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I wouldn't have got that.
So, I forgot to give you the scores last time, so I guess I put you out of the misery with the dramatics and give the latest updates. So, where we sit right now is we have Heather on 16, Ben taking a little leap ahead on 19, Luke Kondor, SWAT of the class, 30 points right now.
What? I've never heard the word SWAT in ages.
God.
Pod. I think we used to call people pod as well. Did you ever get
Pod.
that?
Oh,
No.
You're right, pod.
okay. So, we've come to the time, guys. The final round. And as we mentioned at the top here, of course, we'll be playing by Berkeley rules, which technically mean there are more points available here than there were anywhere else, making the exercise of the last hour's work also completely pointless, depending on how you bet in the final round. So, in a quiz move legally distinct from the television popular quiz Jeopardy, I will ask you a question. But before I ask you that question and ask for your answer, I will ask for you to bet a number of points that you would like to go through here. Now, of course, it's important that this is secret, so I will ask you either to write down on a piece of paper that you may happen to have, or if you've got your phone, each DM me the number of points you would like to bet.
Oh,
This is exciting.
Yeah.
What?
If you've got your phone near me, you just DM me the number of points. While you're doing that, because we're an audio medium, maybe I can pause and ask each of you which films you're looking forward to going to see next year in 2020. I mean, that's easy for me because I haven't got to multitask answering a question while also typing a text message. But I'll open with, as tradition, Ben, what are you looking forward to next year?
Next year, I can't even think of what's going out next year. A Bond film? Isn't there a Bond film coming out? I don't even know if I am that excited about a Bond film, to be fair. Was it called No Time to Die?
Yeah.
Now we're gonna die another time. I don't know.
Die another Diamonds Forever.
Yeah, we got a Black Widow movie, which should be good. Florence Pugh and David Harbour, two actors I love unconditionally. So that'd be great. I can't even think of what else is coming out. New Batman. Is that 2020?
That seems a bit quick, doesn't it? Is it 2020? That'd be cool if it is.
I mean, it would be cool. What am I doing, Andy? Am I sending you a text message?
You're gonna text me and tell me how many points you're gonna bet.
Have you got mine through, Andy?
Not yet. What platform did you send it on?
I sent it on Slack.
All right, I've sent mine on WhatsApp. Is that okay?
Oh,
Andy?
mine's on Twitter. All different mediums.
Get off on all the apps, man.
Other platforms are available. So, Ben, I have
sent
yours.
mine via
Luke,
a
I have
carrier
yours.
pigeon.
Yeah.
Mine's come with
There's
curtains
some-
for the cat.
Is everybody sent theirs?
I've got everyone's.
This is going to be potentially an utter disaster.
So what if we don't get it right? Do we lose that amount of points?
Yeah.
You will lose that amount of points.
But Ben smashed me on this one, I think, last time, right? I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
I listened. No. So the question last time was we were fairly close. Like it was like a percentage, and yours was like 80 something, and mine was like 79.
That one was based on. I think it was Horror Hangout ratings for the first 50 movies we'd watched.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
This time, I have a question that you could theoretically get. Well, actually, I've got two options. I will, in the interests of giving everyone choice, this is an important thing. Give your own autonomy to make decisions. Between you, would you prefer that I have a numerical answer that I can just give the point? I can just give the win to whoever is closest, or there is a question that could just be right or wrong, and everyone could potentially get it right or wrong depending on how they answer. What would you prefer?
How would
Numerical, I reckon.
Yeah,
I
pretty
prefer numerical.
Yeah.
But
The numerical one. Okay. So, according to their Wikipedia page, as of, again, this afternoon, how many movies have been produced by the primarily horror film studio Blumhouse?
I knew it was going to be that. As soon as you said
Right.
that, I knew it was going to be that.
So, again,
How many horror
I
films?
guess how many films total? Because I didn't go through and categorize them all and eliminate any others. I just counted them. Again, do you guys want to message me your answer so you're not unduly influenced by each other's things? Then I'll get you to announce them for the audio in just a minute.
I've sent
It's
mine.
like countdown. It's like countdown when you have to write it down.
Have you sent yours, Luke?
I've sent mine, yeah.
I can
Right.
also tell you. I'll give you the answer to the other question while we wait for those to come through. Looking at their list, their first couple of movies were dramas, but actually their first horror movie on their books was 2009's Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
A little tidbit for you there.
We were talking about
Titty bitty.
I think last episode we were talking about Martyrs. What was that the episode before? They did the remake, but then sort of distanced themselves from
Basically
it.
just
Yeah.
fun that thing, didn't they?
Yeah.
Right, I have everyone's answers in across
Stressful.
across a variety
is every-
of forms.
Is everyone going to say their answer first?
What I'm going to
before
do
we-
is I'm going to get each of you to tell me. Let's go for how many points you bid first. So Ben, how many points did you put up?
I stumped up 20 points,
Woo!
He could,
20 of his
and
points.
that's one more than I've even got.
I was going to say.
So I'm gonna be like on minuses.
Yeah. I mean, you can only let you bet 19, so that's fine.
All right, okay.
19
then.
could have bet
19
12 million points.
to be fair, I did do it, and then I did have a thought afterwards. Have I even got that many points? All right, 19 it is. So I'm going to bet them all. All in.
And Heather, how many points did you front up on this?
I went for 5. I feel really tame now.
I did 5 last year, and it paid off.
And Luke, how many points did you put up last to the high rollers?
A conservative 3. I put in.
Conservative 3.
So basically, I got to win this, or I'm absolutely humiliated.
You've got to.
The reason I did so many is because I thought if I win, I'll go past Luke.
Yeah,
you have to overtake Luke. Yeah,
Yeah.
So, do I get? I'm going to get you to tell me what your answers. I'm going to get you to announce what your answers were first before I reveal what the correct answer was, and by definition, the winner. I've already plugged it into the spreadsheet. I know. So, Luke, how many?
That means I've lost. If I go first, surely that's like the.
No, just
33.
Sorry. I've gone backwards. I should have gone Ben first. I was just going to do it in numerical order, but yeah, it's okay. You've given your answer. It's 33.
Yeah.
We'll go backwards now then. Heather, how many did you have?
48.
48. So slightly higher. And Ben, how many did you have?
I went for 35.
So close. Right. Bear with me just a minute. I'm just going to make sure that I haven't made a terrible mistake and miscounted it. No, these are all
palms right now.
These are all listed as films, and I have not counted upcoming films or television. So, the answer, guys, looking at the Wikipedia page, is 96.
Oh.
What the fuck?
We underestimated the Blums.
Yeah.
They've been busy. Like I say, it's all films, not just horror, because I didn't go through and eliminate them. A lot of them are horror, though, of course.
Well,
so, what does you do get the points? What does that do to the scores, though? So I'm afraid there is a change at the bottom. So Ben, last time's champion, finishes on a grand 0. -1 if he'd bet the number of points he was intending to.
It was worth it because it would have felt so good if it came off. But you got to do these things sometimes. You got to take the L. And I've taken it.
Rather go out in a blaze of glory than like a whimper. So yeah, that's what you've done there, Ben. A blaze of glory indeed. So 0 points. Heather, I guess you finish on a respectable 21 points.
Thank you very much.
The champion, taking his revenge for his loss in this round last time. It's Luke Kondor with a K. Congratulations, 27 points.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well done, Luke.
It's nice to
You've done it.
Get one back against Ben from last year's humiliation.
Yeah, there we go. Congratulations, mate. I'm not bitter. I'm not angry about it. I'm happy for you, all right? I'm happy for you. I wouldn't hear anything different.
We'll have to Heather, when you've got a partner, we'll do the 2 versus 2 and see if we can mend this rift between these two to fight back on the same team again.
Yeah, absolutely. I have huge gaps in my knowledge because I only know about Horror Cats and Hannibal, so could do with Georgie.
Well, luckily there was a Horror Cat question that you managed to. Yeah. There were some good, wonderful questions as usual, Andy. It's been
well done, Andy. I think the true winner of this is you, because you.
Absolutely.
I don't know how you. Yeah, I don't know how you do it. Like any of it, spreadsheets or numbers. Who knows?
To have done such a great horror quiz once is quite a feat, but to do it twice, Andy, is nothing short of a miracle. So congratulations.
Thank you, guys. While we're all here, is there anyone you want to call out for a future quiz? Throw down, tell them they suck. Just tell them your mom, I guess.
So we wanted to take on Johan and Ed Edward Harvey from Trash Tapes. I
They'd
reckon
be really good. They would be.
They would be. Yeah, they would be really good, which might make it even sweeter. If they'd probably have the knowledge of the shitty stuff, but hopefully we'd be the highbrow. And yes, that's right. I've never described us like that before, ever, Luke.
Highbrow.
We'd possibly be the highbrow. Not the high ground, not the Jedi shit.
I have the highbrow.
That could be good. Who else did we mention recently? So also John Crinnan. He's got a new podcast called A Nice Chianti.
Oh yeah, John and Zoe maybe.
Good.
John and Zoe Smith. So they could be two people to call out.
We obviously don't want to do Michael and Bob Pastorella. They could be good to get on. They'd know quite a lot as well.
Well, there we go. Let's or maybe we just go a bit lower. Just like challenge someone who hasn't got a horror podcast. I don't know.
If you guys really get a few more wins under your belt, you're like Rocky when he's trying to get that title shot at Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
Those guys over at Nightmare on Film Street, they do a lot of like festivals and stuff. They always seem very knowledgeable. John and Kim, is it? Like decent. Yeah, it's a very good podcast. Maybe one day we'll get a few wins under our belt and we'll see if you can challenge them as well.
Cool. Sounds good.
Interesting. Sounds great.
I wanted to give Heather a chance to just shout out like the Valkyries and all the stuff that you guys are currently up to.
Yeah, loads. We're going to record. Me and G have a Halloween date tomorrow. We're going to spend the whole day recording some new podcasts about. I went to London Film Festival a couple of weeks ago, so we went to talk about that. She went to Essen Spiel, which is a big gaming event in Germany last week. So we're going to talk about that. And just about other stuff. I guess I'm not really sure what else we've got planned. We're going to go for breakfast and plan it. And then, we've got loads of film festival coverage coming out. There'll be some stuff about Essen. There's some more comic stuff. And then we'll be headed to Thought Bubble next weekend.
Lovely. Andy, you're going to be at Thought Bubble, right?
I will, yeah. I'm
going to
tabling
hang the heck out because I missed you last year.
Yeah, I will be there with a table, not running around. So, I'm at a table with Horde Comics. Hopefully... we'll have something ready. So second issue of Revenant, if we hit the print deadline, should be there. I'm going to try and speak to Dan about getting some copies of The Nest if I can as well while I'm over there.
I think we can chip some out to you. It'll be fine.
So, sorry, Heather, where can everybody find the Valkyries online? On
you
socials
can find us at thevalkyries.co.uk. We're on Twitter at Valkyries blog, and we're everywhere else as the Valkyries.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Cool. Okay. All right. Let's finish up. Is there anything else anyone else wanted to say or do or?
You just want to bask in this moment, don't you?
Yeah.
Is there anybody else got anything to say? Anyone want to get down on their knees and worship me? Because I'm the. Get over it, all right?
This horror set, he channeled one of the horror films in his basement or his little dungeon.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I was too comfy, too skeleton-y.
And the hospital blanket is somewhat of a good luck charm, it seems.
It's actually alive.
My little blanket.
So I guess Ben, you're gonna have to post the trophy over so I can get it engraved for Luke, right?
Origami trophy, right? You can fold it up and
it's origami. It's a little bit flat. I've had it in my back pocket for a whole year. But yeah, should be fine.
Look at him.
Nice
Bitter.
one. Look at him. Fine bit, all right.
Okay, mate. I'll send you some soft fudge so you can.
You keep your soft fudge. I don't want it.
It's hard up here.
Yeah. Getting that treacle toffee.
Okay, so this show is brought to you by Hawk and Cleaver. Head over to hawkandcleaver.com. Become a patron over patreon.com/Hawk and Cleaver. Thanks to Kovac Cameron for our theme music. Thanks to Acast for hosting the show. Thanks to the listeners and the people in the Facebook group. That's Horror Hangout Board of Advisors. So go search for that on Facebook. Thanks to Andy Conduit-Turner, Mr. Quizmaster, Dad. It's really,
Ready?
I feel like you've taken the dad role here. Thanks to Heather from the Valkyries. Thank you very much.
No, thank you for having me.
And thanks to my co-host Ben for being a right or dude.
Thank you very much, Luke. It's been an absolute pleasure. I mean, I've enjoyed it.
It's always fun. Yeah, it's always scary, but it's good.
It's like the most stressed I've ever been Wednesday night, but it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Well,
Good
thank
time.
you guys. Glad you had fun.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
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 Bye.